Warning: the following podcast, which contains strong language and mature content, is unsuitable for children or for the faint of heart. The subject matter discussed will be frightening and graphic in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
When you want to hear about the paranormal, you get the Spooked Girls. True crime that makes you hypothermal. With the three Spooked Girls. Stabby snippets will give you dreams. Tara and Jessica will make you along with the Spooked Girls. Bring on the slaughter. We on that haunted ground. Spooked Girls. The three Spooked Girls.
Hey Spooksters, and welcome back to another episode here on Three Spooked Girls. My name is Tara, and as always, I'm here with my cool friend Jessica.
Hello.
Hello. And today, as you guys can see by the title, you are in for another books and bullshit, which is going to be a lot of fun. We have some announcements and discussion about Social Seance Society that we're going to get into. That's kind of going to be our main topic for today. But before we get into that, if you are new here, hello, welcome. Thank you for checking out the show. This type of episode is not our necessarily normal content. I think this is only like the third or fourth time we've done this. I don't know which part we're on at this point. Usually there's like a Q&A and stuff, but this time it's a little different. It's just hanging out with us and listening to our bullshit, which I mean, everyone loves that. I would hope that is here, hopefully. But if you are not hanging out with us on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, all the places. We also have a YouTube channel that you can check out for video episodes. This one is audio only. We're just gotten back from vacation together recently, so we're kind of getting back in the swing of things. And Jessica's sick right now, so there is that.
Yeah.
So no camera today.
There's no camera.
No.
I have bronchitis. I'm in week 2 of bronchitis. When they tell you like, oh, you just rest, it'll go away. They fucking lie to you. It just lingers in your chest and you have to worry about things like pneumonia.
Yeah, we don't want any of that. Most of the time we've been video. We've been pretty strong with doing video this last year. So check out our YouTube channel. We got all kinds of stuff there. I post shorts on there too. So yeah, more content for you guys. And if you are a reader, you can join our book club, because of course we're going to talk about books today, but we have a virtual book club called Spookster Literary Society. That's in the book clubs app. We meet once a month. When you hear this, May's meeting would have already happened because of the holiday weekend. We scooted it up. We actually had to place it in between Mother's Day and Memorial Day, so had to kind of scoot that around. But we do 2 books each month. We do a main read that our members vote on, and then we do a feminine rage read, which most of the time you guys vote on as well. Sometimes we have one in our brain that we're like, oh my God, we need to read this. So we pick it. But most of the time we do polls, let you guys pick it. And then we jump onto our Discord channel, which is everything Spooked Girls, but that is where we hold our meetings. Everything is in the link tree in the show notes. So if you're worrying about trying to find stuff, it will be there for you. It is always there for you. And if you would like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/3 Spooked Girls. For as little as $1, you get 1 bonus episode a month. We just finished recording May's all-tier episode, and it was so fun. So excited for you guys to hear it. Jess always comes up with super fun, silly, goofy ideas to kind of like, I feel, give us a break from the heavier stuff we cover. And I love it. And it's a lot of fun. So definitely check it out. But that is really it. So we are going to get into books first. And we decided to do our last now next. So Jess, I will let you kick us off.
Okay, so I am currently in the middle of reading a series or listening to a series. It's called The Beechwood Harbor Ghost Mysteries. Danielle Garrett, if anyone knows Danielle Garrett, I'm a huge fan of hers, like love her. She has really good, cozy mystery stories that are light. They're not super, they're cozy. They're not super heavy, but it's really adorable. It's about a girl named Scarlett who from the age of 8 can see ghosts. And her first ghost, wait for this, is her deceased cat. So her cat dies, and about 2 weeks later, it's her birthday, and the ghost of Flapjack, her cat, comes back and like has been with her for the remainder of the time. Isn't that cute?
Yes. Oh my God. That is like That sold me. I'm done. I have to go read this now. That's so cute. I love this.
They're so cute. So there's about 8 books. There's like a novella, and then there's a series, and there's 8 books in the series. So the last book I just listened to was called Ghosts Just Want to Have Fun, and it's about Scarlett and her new husband Lucas. They go on a honeymoon, and Tara, you will like this. I won't tell you the ending, but you will like this because they're staying in this house that belongs to like a friend of his or like a boss of his, and right next door they're filming like a bachelor style. Yeah. And one of the contestants dies. So she helps solve the mystery of how this girl died through the help of her ghosts and other ghosts. And just, it's a whole thing. It's so cute. Her cat Flapjack is sassy as fuck. And he's like, loves the smell of fish, just is super sassy. And she has 2 other ghost friends that like live with her full time. Well, one doesn't live with her full time, but like Gwen like pops in and out and is dating the other ghost, Hamish, who lives with her, who is a British ghost that she brought back from England. So they're like a little family. But right now she's in the process of, she got married and her husband lives in Seattle, and she owns a bookstore in this little town that's like 3 hours away in Washington, which is making me mad because I'm like, I don't like that she's having to give up her dream of owning this flower store. So I'm a little mad right now. I'm hoping it ends with like Lucas just giving in and they live happily ever after in Beechwood. But that's where I'm at right now. So that book that I'm reading right now, so that was the last one, which with the honeymoon one, which is called Ghosts Just Want to Have Fun. The book I am reading right now, scroll over, is called Bad Ghost Club, which is about these 3 ghosts who think that they're detectives.
Ooh.
Yes. And then the next one is called, let's look it up. Mean Ghosts, which is the 8th book. So I am excited. I'll probably finish the series this week. It's super cute. I like Danielle Garrett. I found her because I love Amanda Ronconi. If you listen to any kind of like paranormally type like romance books, she narrates a ton of them. So I was like, oh, she does these ones because she's so easy for me to listen to while I work because her voice doesn't irk me, because I have definitely DNF'd books that have had bad narrators. I think we all have. So yeah, the book series I'm reading right now.
I have seen, okay, they're on Kindle Unlimited for anyone who has that and is interested. I have seen these covers because of that cat. I remember seeing this cat and being like, mentally being like, oh, that's cute. I'm going to have to come back to this, and never do because I want to read 100 million things. I just added the first one to my library. How
I found Danielle Garrett was there's a series called The Sugar Shack Witch Mysteries. There was like 7 or 8 or 9 of those, and I listened to them. I was a little, if Danielle Garrett is listening, 1, please come on Social Seance. But 2, I did not like how it ended. So I recommend it because it's so good, but I'm still like holding out hope that there's more books coming. Like, girl, I need answers.
At least a novella.
A little thing, like, or just email me the answer. Like, that's all I need. I just need to know, I'm sure.
You're that reader. You're like, I'm going to email. You should just email her and be like, I need answers.
I was like, I need you to come on my podcast because I need answers. Just
yes, I was gonna say, send it from the podcast email, everything.
Yeah. No, I fully love, I'm like committed. She's got a ton of books out. So if you're wanting like an easy listen or an easy read, she's great. And it, honestly, it's Bug could read them. They're not like, they have like romance in it, but it's like, ooh, we kissed and then we untangled ourselves. Like that's the amount of spice that's in it. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. I've been waiting. Like she's never slipped up. There's never been a moment where I was like, oh, Danielle. No, none of that. And then I listened to, she had another series that was like about a wedding planner who lived in like a witch, like paranormal section of Seattle, and she solved murders, but there's like vampires and those were kind of short. So if you like short little reads, Danielle Garrett's pretty great.
I love that. I'm looking her up on Instagram to follow her from the podcast account. Manifesting. That's awesome. I love that. I have needed another like cozy series like that. So I'm glad you're reading them and found them for me. So that's great. Love that.
I love a good like series that's a palate cleanser because like a lot of times I read like dark romance, like super smutty. And like after a while, I'm like, oh God, I need to like breach my brain with holy water. This is the great, like, if you want something that's going to like get you through for a bit before you like jump back in, it's super great.
I love a good cozy. I am such a cozy fan. The thing is with cozies, there's so many subgenres within it. So you could literally find any kind of cozy that you're in the mood for. So I love it. I 100%. Love it. I love a good cozy. I don't think the cozy like genre gets its flowers enough, but
It doesn't.
Love them. Literally my favorite. I'm not even going to lie. Okay. So to mine's very different. So the last book I read that I finished was Clown in a Cornfield. And I know the movie just came out. I haven't seen it. I don't know if I will see it in theaters just because of timing. But I will say for those that like slashers, that like the kind of gateway-ish horror, so like Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, like that kind of thing, this is going to be for you. Or even if you like Scream, even though this is about the main character is a 17-year-old, I think, well, I mean, that's what Scream was. She was a 17-year-old senior in the first movie. So if you like Scream, I think you will very much like this. This is a trilogy. It was a lot of fun to read. I am excited to see the movie. I've heard that it is different. Some people really enjoyed it and some people not so much. But having read the book and knowing the type of audience this is for, because even the author says this is gateway horror because gateway horror is so important. Definitely love it. It played out like a movie in my head when I was reading it. I liked it a lot. I liked the ending and I liked that it alluded to the next book. So I'm planning on ordering the second installment pretty soon. So I will let you guys know how that goes. And if you've read it, I want to know what you thought. I think Ashley's read this because I feel like she told me about this book originally because it's been on my TBR forever. But when I saw that it was getting made into a movie, it helped kind of move it up. So I was like, all right, I'm going to pick this up. But I liked it.
That's okay. Good. You read it really fast too. I remember because you were like, look at the book I started. And I was like, clowns. And then like the next day you're like, look, I finished. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I read it in less than 24 hours. So it was really good. I loved it. So my now is more than one book. The first book I'm reading, it's actually our feminine rage read for May. It is They Never Learn. I just started this one, but the main character so far, because I think there's going to be multi POVs. Yes, there's a second POV, but I've only read like a chapter or two. So the first POV is Scarlett Clark, and she's an English professor who's basically like the female version of Dexter. So the story opens up with her killing someone who's like a piece of shit man. So I love this. And then the other POV is going to be a student who is just starting her freshman year and everything. And there's like an incident that happens. And then I believe that's probably going to be why it ties in Scarlett Clark. But this one is dark. Like I said, it's our feminine rage read. I won't give too much away on that. But the other two books I am reading together. Jessica convinced me to tandem read Twilight and Midnight Sun. So I have began that journey.
Oh, I guess I am technically doing the same.
Yes. So we're going off of a graphic that she found. I'll do that with the episode post for you guys so you can see. I've gotten through the first chunk of Twilight, which is the first 3 chapters. And then now I'm on to Midnight Sun. It's a few chapters before you flop back. And I am only like 30, 40 pages into Midnight Sun. But Edward, I just keep saying this to everybody, he's just a certified yapper. The book size difference, insane. His internal dialogue is literally a whole monologue for fucking days. It's like Joe from You. He doesn't shut up ever, like ever. But I love it. I've never read Midnight Sun, and I haven't read Twilight since I was a teenager. Like I haven't physically read it since then. I've watched the movies obviously tons of times, but yeah. So I'm doing that, which is why I haven't got very far into the feminine rage read because I kind of am like, I just have to have all of my focus on Twilight right now because it's going to take a while to get through both books. It's such an undertaking because I'll get into why in a minute, but I'm annotating as I'm going through. So I've got all kinds of tabs already and I'm just so fucking excited. So it's great. But my next, after I'm done with that, or if I get through the feminine rage read and I'm like, okay, I need something else. I am reading or planning to read We Used to Live Here. And this is basically like this young couple, they're house flippers. And of course they like get a really good deal on this like super old house. And it's a horror book. And I'm sure you can kind of use your imagination on that, on like all this stuff that happens. So I am looking forward to it. One of the little like snippets on, if you look up the synopsis, is basically like one of the people from the couple goes missing. So there's like all kinds of stuff. There's ghosts, I'm pretty sure. It's a horror book. I don't know. I go into books that are like super hyped on Book Talk like this, pretty blind. I don't like to like dig too deep because I accidentally find spoilers because I fuck up my algorithm. So I just don't research certain books. Sometimes I'm like, give me the vibes. If it's good, I will try it. And if I don't like it, I will move on. It is not a big deal. So that's what I'm reading right now. Exciting stuff. But we are going to talk to you guys about Social Seance Society a little bit. I'm really excited. So if you haven't checked it out, we do have a second show that we started in January. We've been having tons of awesome guests, like a lot of cool people that we know in the podcast world and then that we've met recently. So it's just been really good. We've had a lot of good convos, a lot of great stuff, a lot of horror content. But one of the things that has been unintentionally popping up during these episodes, and this is what got me thinking when I talked to Jess about reformatting the show, is there's a lot of talk of like the comfort of nostalgia. So we are going to shift gears starting in technically June with this show, and we are going to switch the format to bi-weekly. For those that may or may not know, I do the editing for our show. Jess and I both do work full time. So just with this, and then also, we are still recapping Life After Lockup on Patreon, by the way, for 5 and Up peeps. We're still doing that. So we have like, with Social Seance Society being into season 2 now, we have like 3 different episodes a week that you could potentially access for us. So
very true. Very, very true.
Lots of fucking content. We wanted to keep doing this second show because we have a lot of fun with it. We were like, okay, how can we make that plausible? Because if you don't edit or do any kind of content, like it's a lot of work per episode, and doing 2 to 3 episodes a week is a lot for sure. So in June, we have a guest coming on, and then there will be another Hot Topics. After that, into July, our theme for the month is going to be slashers. And I am so excited. I won't go super into detail on what ones we're doing, but those are set. One may have or may not have been mentioned earlier in this episode. I will let you guess if you would like. And
we Easter egged it.
We Easter egged it. Then into August, we take a season break. We take like about a month off. And then in September, when we come back for technically season 3, I'm just going to tell them because then this will hold us accountable to do it. So in season 3, in the name of nostalgia, we are going to do a Twilight and Midnight Sun deep dive. And I am so fucking excited I'm actually wearing a Twilight sweatshirt when we're recording this, not on purpose. I just put it on. But we are going to be doing a lot of cool stuff, and we have ideas for future seasons. If you guys enjoy the Twilight Midnight Sun, we've talked about diving into Hunger Games and some other books similar and things like that, just because nostalgia is just so comforting. And I feel like that kind of content is going to be a really good balance for us, because we do, especially in the upcoming months, we do have some kind of dark documentaries we're going to be getting into. So I feel like for our brains and also your guys' brains, it'll be fun. And I'm really excited. How are you feeling about the shift with that?
I'm actually really excited about it because it's something that you and I love. I mean, like, we have a ton of stuff that we talk about like all the time that's kind of nostalgic related. Like, if you know us personally, you know that Twilight is Tara and I's like guilty pleasure. Like, it's really interesting because like we have a Twilight tattoo. Like, most people don't realize that. And then they're like, oh, that's what that's for. And you're like, yeah, no, I'm unapologetically in love with Twilight. Since that we've started doing this project, I have bought basically Stephanie Meyer's like wrote a book that like illustrates like all of, because people were constantly being like, what about this? What about this? It tells it all. So I'm going to read that with this as well. And then I bought, there's a TikToker by the name of Sarah Elizabeth Gallagher, which I love because for 2 reasons. One, I think it's great when people like use their full names for something. But 2, also, I really fucking love the fact that it makes me want to say like Mary Elizabeth Gallagher, which is from like Superstar, if you don't know, which is another nostalgic thing. But she wrote a book called Why We Love, and then in parentheses is this, and Hate Twilight. So I'm excited to read that to kind of have like more context and build. But like, I'm also really excited about the illustrated guide because I'm like, this is going to give like the answers to shit. And you're going to hear me rant about Renesmee's name because like her fucking middle name is a regular person's name. It's just, sorry.
Yep. Yeah, I know. It's okay. I can't wait. So yeah, that's kind of where the shift with that is coming. Maybe eventually later down the line, we will go back to weekly for that one. But for now, we're going to do bi-weekly and just kind of have some fun with it and see where that goes. And yeah, like Jess said, we are obsessed with Twilight. So this gives us an opportunity to do something productive with that obsession, I guess, finally. So yeah, we're both looking so forward to it. But yeah, we just wanted to share share that with you. We know we're like really, especially because we were batch recording a bunch before vacation. So we just kind of had that muscle memory of our intro, as you guys know by now. And so, yeah, we just wanted to kind of have a little moment to remind you guys to go check that out. And hopefully you enjoy it. And if you have any kind of like ideas, questions, whatever, tell us like now, and we will absolutely incorporate that into our like episode outlines, because oh my god, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so great. I'm so ready. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited for it because like it's not like finally something that we like, because we both love paranormal, we both love true crime. But Three Spook Girls is like, I don't know how to say it. It's kind of like not our job, but it's like, this is our business. We do like real stuff on like, you know what, I don't want to say real stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Like we do substantive stuff here where we're like talking about crimes and things like that. And then like Social Seance is a place where Tara and I can just be two best friends, like literally talking about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. And so it kind of like gives us the space to do both without having like people having to like figure out like what episodes are what. Be like, well, that one. So it's, I love that for us that we have this kind of like, so
like
if you like us,
basically.
Yeah. If you like our witty banter and you just want our witty banter, that's our other show. And we talk about random things. And, you know, we've done a lot of interviews thus far. And I do love the shift that we're doing because it's kind of like bringing our stuff into like our passions into the front. So
for sure.
I'm really excited. I'm excited.
Yeah. And we'll still have occasional guests. And some months we will do our hot topics and faves. So definitely go check that out too. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about that. And to kind of wrap this up, speaking of all of this stuff, I do want to ask, what have you been watching lately that you're liking?
So I did just finish my, 15th rewatch of How I Met Your Mother, which is just like one of my comfort shows. So cried last night because like it was the final episode, which I do agree is a trash episode. It is not good. Like I do not like how that series ended. It has made me mad. What, like 10 years now? Like just not over it. But I watched North of North recently, and I will say, give that show a watch. It's on Netflix. It is so good. You just fall in love with the characters. They're so great. They're so sweet. It's kind of like a feel-good show. If you need a show about a woman who like takes her life in her own hands and makes kind of like uneasy decisions, but like just kind of figures it out. Like this is a great show for that. And there's also like real life things in it. You know, like sometimes like sitcoms are so like not relatable. I mean, some things you're like, okay, that wouldn't happen, but like it's about like an Inuit culture that like doesn't get enough like airtime in like shows. So I would definitely check it out. It was so good. That's kind of my recommendation. Also, my last recommendation that I watched shortly after that is Four Seasons. It has some mature content in it for sure. Apparently, it's based off an older movie from like the 80s or 70s or 80s with one of the guys from MASH. I found this out at my nail tech. She was telling me that it was based off of that. But it's a cute show. There's like 4 episodes of it. Tina Fey is on it. I can't remember his name, but on Social Seance, we were talking about Tammy about that guy. I'm trying to remember his name. He's in it. It's so good. Steve Carell is also in it. And one of the chicks from Reno 911 is on it. The one that you're always like, oh, honey, like that kind of girl. It's that one. And it's really beautiful and kind of, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. So those are my recommendations right now.
I love that. So for me, I'm also rewatching a similar comfort show. I'm rewatching Big Bang Theory. We're kind of moving through it pretty quickly. We're already on like season 6 or so. Like Raj just had his episode a little bit while ago of when he finally talks to Penny sober for the first time. So
Aww.
I know, like the cutest thing ever. Love that show. If you haven't watched it, definitely give it a chance. Every time I do a rewatch, I'm always very quickly reminded how unhinged Amy is. And I'm like, oh my God, I love her so much. Just some of the one-liners she says, I'm just like, what the fuck? But I love her so much. And I love that actress too a lot. So funny.
I often wonder how much is Amy and how much is just her, because she's so smart.
So they actually, because that's funny you said that, because we were wondering the same, Shannon and I were wondering the same thing. We looked it up. They actually did not give them very much wiggle room for improv just because they were in front of a live studio audience for this show.
Oh, that would make sense.
But like I could totally see her especially as like as her, like, she became a regular and whatnot. I could totally see her like contributing to it because she is just the best human. Love her. And besides that, in real time, just a couple days ago, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives came out. So I have started the new season. There are currently 10 episodes out. I think they're doing like a stagger with dropping episodes. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm like totally just making this up, but I feel like I'm pretty sure they are. So I am about halfway done. This season has so much drama. Like, it's almost even too much drama for me. Like, I got through the first like 3 episodes and part of 4, and I was like, okay, this is a lot, and it's a lot of heavy stuff. So I was like, I need a little bit of a break. And then I watched some more like this morning. We briefly talked about season 1 with Jordy over on Social Seance. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. We might have to have him back so I can talk about season 2. It's a lot. If you guys like that, there's that. But that's what I've been watching as of late. I haven't really been watching anything else. I did go see Sinners for the second time yesterday, and we're going to talk about Sinners on this month's Hot Topics episode because Jess and I saw it on vacation, and then I went with Shannon last night and saw it. So it's so good. So
I want to go see it again. And there's like, as of right now, like the 8:30 showing at the place I like to go to has no one else in the theater. And I was like, ooh, what if I just go and I watch it? Because right now my thing is like, I've convinced myself I can go do the movies by myself. I can do it. But I don't want to be in the middle of a movie having a coughing attack and ruin Sinners for someone. Because you can just know, like, I went and saw Sinners and this girl who was there by herself, by the way, is just coughing up a lung and be like, yep, that was me with my bronchitis because I love this movie.
Yeah, I mean, maybe don't go to the movie theaters when you have bronchitis. Let's not.
I also just really want it to come out. Can it be one of those releases where it's like out? I will buy it. I will buy it on whatever platform it was released on immediately. And then I have it. And then by proxy, you have it.
True. Yeah. I hope they do some kind of like special edition or something. Like, I want to buy like a hard copy too, if they do that. Such a good movie.
DVD player.
Yes.
We have this conversation every time. You're like, I'm going to buy a hard copy. And I'm like, I just don't have a DVD player.
Yeah, technically I don't either. I just have game consoles, but it works. So that movie, I will just say here, is probably my top movie for new releases for this year at this moment. So good. And seeing it the second time, it's just an amazing movie. It's beautiful and it's good. And it's a vampire movie. Like, who doesn't love a vampire movie? Come on. Just saying.
True. But if you want to hear our full review of it, check out our Social Seance and we will have a full review of the movie over there.
Yeah, definitely check that out. So that is going to go ahead and wrap us up for today. We hope you guys had fun hanging out with us. And starting in June, we have, I'm just going to tell them. So we have more doc recaps picking back up. I'm not going to tell you which ones, but June will have the theme of influencers, family influencers, that kind of content. So feel free to guess what's coming, but it's a couple docs that Jess and I have been dying to recap. So I'm really interested. It's also very different than a lot of documentaries we do. This kind of angle, I would say, in the true crime world, we don't really do influencer stuff too often, but we're going to check it out and we're going to talk about it. So it's going to be great. So stay tuned for that. So with that, we will go ahead and sign off and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Toodles.
Hello, Toxic Avenger fans. You know what that theme song means. It's time for another exclusive audio clip from The Toxic Avenger in theaters August 29th. This time, we bring you the sounds of someone cooking breakfast and listening to the news. Enjoy.
From New Chemistry High School for varsity tournament season. Coach Stanwyck, what can we expect from the Crimson Beaks this year?
New Chem is gonna nuke them.
Wouldn't want to be the Kennedy Cougars this Saturday, huh?
Man, fuck the Cougars.
Fuck the Cougars! Oh my God. So switching gears, we have a special exclusive.
Okay, That's great. Do you want to be part of a winning team? Want to stand up against the forces of evil, like the Kennedy Cougars and beyond? Join the fight at I'mWithToxie.com and then see The Toxic Avenger in theaters on August 29th. That's I'mWithToxie, TOXIE.com.